welcome to another installment of Erin's Book Club. I just finished the last book of my to-be-read pile. I have now composed a new to-be-read pile, and usually I read my textbooks and my cookbooks between books, but whenever I start a new to-be-read pile, just as a reward for me, I'm going to go right into the next book, just as a little yay, you went through it. So in my to-be-read piles, I've got like 4 bookshelves of books that I haven't read, and I go through each book, or I look at each book, and I pull the one to read that calls to me, that makes me feel like I want to read it. That way, through no matter what book I choose, it's a book that I'm looking forward to reading. I'm a little bit gun-shy because the last time I did that, 2 of the books that I chose to read, I really disliked, and it was back-to-back not liking them. Which, I mean, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. It just puts a downer on your next book that you're going to read. So, the first book that I chose for my to-be-read it was a toss-up. I got both these books real recently, and there was the Lyme disease book, which I got this weekend in my book haul. I wanted to read that one, and then there's this one that I wanted to read, and what pulled me out for this one is the fact that I got this one out of respect for my grandpa, because my grandpa was a big Western reader, and I haven't read a lot of Westerns, so I thought, why don't I do this as respect for my grandpa, because, I've lost him, so this helps me feel closer to him in a weird way. So the book that I have chose here and that I'll be reading first is William W. Johnson with J.A. Johnson. I don't know, maybe that's a son. It's called The Jensen Brand. Nice little book here. Let's see. It's the dawn of a new century, but on the vast Sugarloaf Ranch, not much has changed since the legendary gunfighter Smoke Jensen and his wife Sally tamed the land 2 decades ago. Raising cattle is still a dangerous business, just as deadly as ever. When Smoke is injured swapping bullets with some cow thieves, Sally puts out a call for help to Matt Ace and the rest of the Jensen clan. But time is running out. The bloodthirsty wrestlers are ready to strike again, and there's lots more of them. And the Sugarloaf's last defense is Smoke and Sally's next of kin. Enter the Jensen twins. Denise and her brother Louis have just returned from their schooling in Europe. Louis is studying to be a lawyer and is too sickly to defend the ranch, but Denise is to the manner born. She can ride like a man, shoot like her daddy, and face down the deadliest outlaws like nobody's business. And there'll be plenty of opportunity to prove she's got Jensen blood in her veins. Cold, deadly, and plain for keeps. So, kind of intriguing, kind of what I think Grandpa would read. So I'm going to start with that one. The next one is, if any of you guys are horse folks, you should know this book. But I'm kind of ashamed to say I haven't read it. I've watched the movie a few times now, but I haven't read it. So the next one is Seabiscuit, an American Legend, by Laura Hildenbrand. So there we are. So in case you guys don't know the story about Seabiscuit, I will read the back. He was a cultural icon, a world-class athlete, a champion who triumphed over terrible handicaps to become a legend of the racetrack. No other racehorse has rivaled Seabiscuit's fame or his sway over the nation's imagination. Now Laura Hildenbrand unfolds the spellbinding story of this marvelous animal, the world he lived in, and the men who staked their lives and fortune on his dazzling career. A riveting tale of grit, grace, luck, and underdog's stubborn determination. Seabiscuit is an American classic, and it really is. Very ashamed that I haven't read it yet, so we're gonna get on that. The next one, oh, you guys should know. It should be like everybody's repertoire. This is what I call a classic. So the next one is William Goldman's The Princess Bride. I know there's the movie out there. I've read the movie, watched the movie a lot. So it's time to read the book. And I got this book a long time ago because the address on it is my Welland address. And I think I moved out of there 15 years ago. And I haven't read it. I honestly haven't read it. And that's a shame because the movie is awesome, so here's hoping that the book is just as good. Now, I'm not going to read the back of this book to you, only for one reason. Because it's a hardcover, I guess they feel that it's adequate to put the synopsis of the book on the 2 back covers, from there and there. And it just irks me to have to go from the front of the book to the back of the book to read the synopsis, so out of my own plain laziness, I'm not reading it. So there you go. Then, this one I've also seen the movie of, and the movie kind of irked me just because I'm a vet tech and the symptoms of rabies is not what the movie say it is. So I'm hoping the book will be better. I've had this for eons, and King is my absolute favorite. So the next one is Cujo by Stephen King. For King, it's an absolutely tiny book, right? Because he writes like books that you could read for years. And this is from this address also I think is from Welland, which again, long time ago. I've had this book forever. I think I got this when the science fiction book club out of Doubleday was still opening. It's even chewed from my like cockatiels when I used to read them. So it's about a rabid dog, obviously, that goes on a rampage. So I can't wait to read this one and tell you guys about it. So these are the 4 to be read books. I like to do 4 at a time that I'm going to read, and I will tell you when I got the first one read. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great day.